Hello and welcome to Sew with Christine. Here is a detailed tutorial on how to cut and sew this style. I used 2.5 yards to achieve this. If you're on a bigger size, you may want to use 3 yards to 3.5 yards depending on your size and also how full you want the side design to be. As you can see, this is beginner friendly. So if this tutorial is what you're interested in watching, do hit the subscribe button, like this video so that more people will get to see and learn from this tutorial. Also, share to those that this tutorial will be helpful to. And if you want to get more updates whenever I post new tutorials on my channel, then you should turn your post notification bell on. I'm gonna head to lay the front piece over the back piece. You can see the center front is on fold, and what I have here at the back is 1 inch for the zipper allowance. Next, I'm going to mark 2.5 inches for the neck width. Now you can mark 3 inches depending on your preference or more than. At this part, I'll come down by 1 inch for the neck depth, that's the back neck depth. Then I'm going to connect both points together. From the center front again, I'm going to come inward by 7 inches for the half shoulder width measurements. And I'm going to come downward from there by 1 inch for the shoulder slope. So from the neck width, I'm just going to draw a straight line to connect to the shoulder slope. From the shoulder slope, I'll come downward by 7 inches for the armhole depth line. After marking, I'm going to divide these 7 inches by 2. Then I'm going to come inward by 0.5 inch. Afterwards, on this part here, I'm going to take the quarter bust measurement and add the seam allowance to it. You can add ease to yours. You can add 0.5 inch for ease. Next is to draw the armhole curve. So I'm just going to connect from the shoulder slope to the 0.5 inch through to the quarter bust measurements. From the top part here, I'm going to come downward by 7 inches. This is for the front neck depth. Then I'm going to connect from the neck width to the neck depth. And for this, I'm going to be using a scoop neckline. So you can alter this to your preference. I'm going to measure the waistline here. The waistline is 16 inches. So I'll go ahead and mark down 16 inches. Then on this line, I'm going to mark the quarter waist measurement and add the seam allowance to it. I'll go ahead and connect the bust area to the waistline. I really hope you guys can see all the areas that I've marked so far, because while I was doing this, it was very visible to me. I tried using various colors of chalk, but this came out to be the most visible of them all. I just hope you guys can manage with what I'm doing. To get the width of this area, divide your quarter waist measurement by 2 and add 0.5 inch to it. So that's what I'm doing here. I will just go ahead and mark 4 inches on this area. So the length of this dress is 35 inches. I'm working on a small size. So if your length is longer than this, please go ahead and use your actual length. So from the base, I'm just going to connect upward all those 4 inches that I've marked. Then coming to this part, I will draw a curve from my seam allowance at the waist area down to the 4 inches that I've marked. Hope you understand this. Next, I'll go ahead and cut out this pattern. After cutting this pattern, I'll go ahead and cut out the facing. But if you want to add lining to yours, it is alright, it is very okay. But for this tutorial, I would be making use of facing for this dress. So coming to the neckline here, you can see I only cut the back neckline. So to cut the front, I'm just going to lift this up so it doesn't affect the back part. Here's the piece of fabric that I'll be using for the facing. I'm just going to lay the back piece onto it like so. And I'm going to measure this. I just want this to be about 1.5 to 2 inches. Then I'll go ahead and cut this out. After cutting the back facing, I will do the same thing for the front. I'll lay this front piece onto this piece of fabric like so. And I will go ahead and cut out the neck area and the shoulder parts. I'll bring this back facing onto the front so I can get the width of the shoulder area, right? And I will just cut through. So this is what the facing will look like onto the dress when it is placed on it. Now this one is the front facing and you can see what it looks like. This is what I'll be using for the sleeve. I've gone ahead to fold this fabric into 4. From the top part, I'm going to mark 7 inches. This 7 inches will serve as the length of the sleeve. Like I said, you can alter any of these measurements that I have given so far to suit what you want. So I'll go ahead and cut out the excess at the base. The actual length I want is 6 inches, then plus 1 inch for the hem allowance, that is 7 inches. So I'll just quickly turn this to the wrong side so the marking can be visible. Then I'll fold this again into 4. So from the top part, I'm going to mark down 4 inches for the sleeve cap height. Then I'm going to take the half round sleeve measurement here. Then whatever I have left, it will serve as the seam allowance. So placing my tape this way, I will just go ahead and draw a diagonal line downward like so. Then from this top part, I'll just draw a curve to the center of the line. Then from that center, I'll draw a curve downward. So very simple to make the sleeve. You can see the direction of the curve. Before I cut this out, I'm going to measure from the tip through to the end of this sleeve. After measuring, I'm going to confirm what I have there with my armhole. I'm going to measure from the top to the side of this dress. So you should do the same before you cut your sleeve so you do not have shortage. And I'll go ahead and cut this out. So we have our sleeve ready, and this is what it looks like when it is opened. So I just want to make a quick modification to the front piece. All right, the armhole of the front and that of the back cannot be the same. So I'm just going to go inward at that midpoint a little by 0.25 inch. You can see it. Then at the shoulder line, I'm going to drop this downward, so that's the shoulder slope a little. So I will cut this inward and I will also cut at the shoulder line. So if you have not seen how to draft a basic bodice block, you should check that out. All of these, I covered them in that tutorial. Next is to draft the side of this dress, and here is a piece of fabric that we'll be using to achieve that. So I'm going to be showing you the measurements for this piece of fabric. You can see I've gone ahead to fold this into 4. The width, I have this at 33.5 inches, alright, and this gave me a very full result. If you don't want yours to be full, then you can make use of 25 inches to 30 inches. And I have the length at 19 inches. The waistline I took was 16 inches. 16 plus 19 gives 35 inches. And remember I said the length is 35 inches. The base of this fabric is unfolded, so I'll go ahead and open this up. This part would go to the side of the dress, so it has to stay folded that way. But the base here and the top part would have to be separated. Hope you understand. After cutting, this is what we have here. Both sides have been separated. Next, we are going to cut the curve part onto this piece of cloth. So I'm going to bring in one of these. So here we have the front part, and I will just place this onto this fabric like so and trace out that curve onto this fabric. Afterwards, I'll go ahead and cut along the traced area. Alright, here we have our clothes. Soon we'll be moving to the sewing process. So if you have watched this tutorial to this very point and you have not given this video a thumbs up, please like this video. I would love to hear from you. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. And if you're yet to subscribe to my channel, please do subscribe to this channel. And do not forget to turn your post notification bell on. We are now on to the sewing process. So for the front piece, I'm going to place the facing right side onto this dress like so. Then I'll go to my sewing machine and sew from one part of this neck width to the other part of the neck width. For the back, I'll also place the facing onto the neckline and sew on both parts of this back piece. Alright guys, here we have it. I'm done stitching this up and you can see what it looks like. This is the back part also. I'm done stitching up the back as well. Next, I'll go ahead and notch all the curve areas. After notching, next is to fix the zipper to the back piece. So, place the back piece right side facing right side and determine where you want your zipper to end. Once you get that point, close off the remaining parts. After fixing the zippers, I'm going to place the front part onto the back piece like so, and I'm going to sew the shoulders close. Here we are, I'm done stitching the shoulders close and this is what it looks like. Next, I'm going to sew the sides of this dress. Afterwards, I'll fix the sleeve to the dress and hem the base of this sleeve. I'll do the same thing for this other sleeve. Here we are, I'm done stitching the sleeve and also hemming the base of this sleeve. I've also sewn the sides close. Then I'll bring in the piece of fabric and go ahead to run my gather stitch onto this from one curve end to the other curve end. I'm gonna head to run my gather stitch onto this. So this is me drawing this gather so that it will be tightly closed up. Afterwards, I'm going to open up this part of the dress like so, and I will place this to the side of this dress. Next, I'm going to pick this right side facing right side and I'll pin this down. So I'll keep pinning from this end through to the other end of these clothes. Alright, I'm done pinning this side and this is what it looks like. We are not even done sewing this and it's already coming out so beautiful. I'll go ahead and pin the other side of this dress. And here we have it. I'm done pinning both sides and you can see how beautiful this looks. I'll take this to the sewing machine and sew all the areas that I have pinned from one end to the other on both sides of this dress. Afterwards, I'm going to hem the base of our clothes. So guys, we are finally done with this project and as you can see, this is absolutely beautiful and very easy to achieve, right? Let me know if you're going to be making this in the comment section and do not forget to drop a like to this video. This will encourage me to make more amazing tutorials like this, and subscribe to my channel so you do not miss out on my future videos. Do not forget to turn your post notification bell on so you get notified when I upload them. Thank you so much for watching guys. I will see you in the next one.